into town.
I like that look in your eyes. Would you like to join the Vigilance of Stendarr? You look like you could hold your own.
Good.
So, the Vigilants have returned, and in greater number too.
Want to talk?
I cannot say that I don't have doubts, but we can at least hear this Altano out.
I'm sure.
What a strange place. It is good to see more of my kin gathered, but there is a coldness here.
But let's finish the explanation here. You must be tired. Get some rest.
You are now counted among the faithful. How do you feel? I suspect that will be changing very soon. The occasional fledgling is one thing, but these Vigilants move in greater number than I've seen before. They are preparing for something. It's difficult to say. We do not part ways on the best of terms, but neither can I turn away any agents of his will. Their faith is well placed. It's just that time will tell whether they have what it takes to get the job done. A fitting shrine for His Eminence. I pray that I and all his disciples live up to his name. At the very least, they have not sat idle all this time.
A priest of Arche in Whiterun has requested our assistance. It seems they have some problems with a vampire.
To see more. Tell me, have you been in the past long? No? Come now, brother. We may have different methods, but it is to the same end.
We heard about the vampire. Are there any victims? If so, I'd like a list of them. In the meantime, you should search for anyone suspicious in the city.
A vampire in Whiterun? Why am I not surprised? The guards in this place have grown all too lax. But fear not. We will root out this evil.
Could you close your eyes for a moment? I'm very shy.
Was that it? Why, that was almost too easy.
Our work here is done. I think I will look for some kind of refreshment as well.
Perhaps you are starting to see why I took issue with the Vigilance to begin with. What did this Altano do? Stand around while we did all the work? Ah, yes. Some harpy that couldn't have been more conspicuous if it tried. The forces of corruption are hardly known for their guile, but that is beside the point. This is grunt work. I understand that all of it is service of his will, be it glamorous or not. But these Vigilants will achieve little if this is the extent of their plan. But don't listen to me. You are still new at this, and maybe I speak out of turn. Come, let us see if this will prove to be worth our while. Walk properly, man. I already see little reason why we must talk at the tavern and not anywhere else.
A few hours ago, a house outside city walls was destroyed by a Daedra. Reports say people heard it laughing, and that it's still in there. A woman who may have summoned it has also been seen there.
Now? Daedra outside the city walls? Preposterous. Are we little more than bait for some trap? Did the entire city watch decide to take the day off? Whatever game you're playing, Elf, I do not like it. You have taken the oath, and we must all serve as instruments of his will gladly. Remember that.
I am Vernacus!
If I go to his side, I go gladly. I pray.
I will return to the inn and collect all I can about this summoner. Return to me when you're ready.
While I relish the chance to cleanse this world of Daedra filth, it is another example of these Vigilants growing all too lax in their efforts. In these matters, yes, but it is not their loyalty that I question per se, but their methods, their resolve. Think of what we have done thus far. and how precious little my former comrades have assisted us. If one does not act with conviction, then one lacks the strength to truly see his will done. My past with the Vigilance of Stendarr is not something worth getting into here. Suffice to say, I believe all the righteous should step further than they may have in the past. I pray only that his light guides the way, and that we are all found worthy.
There was an incident with a Daedra in the inn in Windhelm. It might be related to our investigation. We should check it out.
Wonderful. Off to Windhelm now? Will we be expected to tail this lone elf around the entirety of Tamriel?
Giovanni is looking for a Khajiit. His name is Marso. If you see him, please tell Giovanni. He is a very bad Khajiit.
We are the Vigilance of Stendarr. We received report of a Daedra in your inn. Do you know where that woman is now?
Nah, I don't think so. Best we all forget about her.
Understood. We appreciate your cooperation. Come on, Novice. We have to get rid of that Daedra.
Novice? Who are you to speak to them so?
5 more minutes.
Well, he doesn't seem very dangerous. I'll leave this one to you and continue my search for that summoner.
Well, what are you waiting for? Put that thing out of its misery.
My money's on the
Enough
big
talking,
one.
fool! It is back to oblivion with you! This should be good. Wretched creature! May you burn away in his light!
Unbelievable. Another day, another mess to clean up.
I overheard a strange rumor from the guards. Apparently, there's a sinister man in Kynesgrove. Anyone who looks him in the eyes flies into a frenzy, they say.
Is it really that this summoner is so elusive? Or is it that these vigilants are so incompetent that they have allowed the corrupt to so easily walk about?
I lost a bet to some woman. She gouged out my eye and shoved this strange stone in its place.
I won't use this eye unless some idiot attacks me. It's fine, really. Just please leave me alone.
Whether it was by choice or not, you harbor an artifact of corruption where your eye once was. I can sense the evil emanating from it from here. In this, I fear we have little choice. If what the man says is indeed true, it is not his fault, but this is no mere wound. It is deeply corrupted. Left alone, it will fester into his very soul. The final mercy is not a burden we undertake lightly. If that is what you feel is best, but I will do my duty, should things come to that. For now, we had best return to Windhelm.
Oh, like the sleepy rebel supporters in this town are going to tell
my
anyone.
husband already? I'm sorry.
Let's just
he can come
not
off a bit
take the
rough.
Witness the final mercy!
I would sooner put this cultist to the sword, but his trinket proved useful. There are greater shadows around than one who casts light.
If you'll excuse me.
You must. Otherwise, you cannot be a Vigilant of Stendarr anymore.
Sister? As you wish. You may feel unclean for having a hand in this, but remember, we cannot let chaos take this world. Be it by decrees or the princes walking in the realm once more, to uphold his light, his will and peace. Sometimes, this must be done.
Stendarr! Guide my hand! Each wound is supplication.
Little more than a nuisance.
Need your weapon repaired? Or could I interest you in a
Now
new
you
one?
see why he could not be left alive. backed into a corner. The heretic will do anything to survive.
I've got news from Stendarr's beacon. Apparently she's been seen in Riften. Let's go to the beacon and listen to the details.
To leave me alone.
Back to the beacon,
How would
then,
you like a drink?
and all too soon.
Oh, very much so.
Vigilance found her with a bee and bob in Riften. They tried to seize her, but she summoned a powerful Daedra and they couldn't do much more then.
Hey, waiter! Get me
People of
more
Riften,
food.
heed my word.
Feast on your
The
flesh.
return of the dragons is not mere
Where is your
coincidence.
summoner? Tell us,
This
and
is
we'll
one of
grant
the
you a
signs.
swift
The
death.
signs that Lady
This is what the Vigilants have spent all these years doing? Shall we be fetching an elderly man his slippers next?
You should investigate Radway. There is some evidence of Daedra summoning left behind.
What a damning indictment on the state of this order. To think they would have grown more disorganized, more lax about combating the forces of evil. It's disgraceful. Any worthy agent of his will would readily face off against whatever lurks within the Radway, not scurrying halfway across the province like a would-be maiden for her prince. The Vigilants I once knew were hardly perfect, but this... It is no wonder that evil has grown bolder in recent years, and no less twisted. Hate them? No. I could not hate any of my brothers and sisters, but it does disappoint me to see this is what they have turned into. Without a worthy shrine, or the robes they wear, one would think they were some washed-up group of bandits on the road. This is no order. Nevertheless, my duty remains clear, even if theirs has not. Indeed, I pray that it will serve as inspiration for some of these old men to remember what it once meant to serve his will. We shall forever walk in his light, even if they do not.
I heard a Khajiit called Giovanni summoned it. Find that Khajiit while I search for the Daedra.
Come on,
Giovanni.
everyone knows about you and
I
Brynjolf.
knew that Khajiit couldn't be trusted.
everyone's wrong.
I should have
Now, why
struck
don't
him
you
down
just
when
shut
we
up
had the
about it?
chance.
But perhaps the liver in front of him is good. Good enough.
No.
Giovanni says so. Campanera will also say so.
Come then. Come to your death.
Someone do something!
Please, someone do something.
Pretty pelt. Such a pretty pelt. So very, very pretty. Campanerar will not look at Marceau, but Marceau wants to be with Campanerar. With Campanerar, Marceau will not be cold, even in wintry Skyrim.
Never find me.
Are you okay? You just collapsed. What happened? See? See what? That skooma-addled fool went insane, and then you fell to the ground. I can't sense anything wrong, but your eyes seem...
Stone. No. No. No.
Very well. Lead the way, then.
Campanerar is warm. Marceau is happy. Very happy. No! Khajiit will never do this!
Trust in his will, and we can overcome any foe. Now I am just confused. Where did the other Khajiit come from? Why have they all decided to gather in the Radway, of all places?
Knife. Yes. Book.
Let's return to Stendarr's beacon. Perhaps the summoner's been caught already.
Last person who made trouble for Vekkel.
Stop. Not a step further.
Hear my prayer!
We're getting closer to this summoner, at least. I still do not like their methods, but if it is indeed for an end, perhaps Stendarr can overlook their shortcomings. I will try to reserve judgment.
We were attacked by the summoner. Everyone is dead but me. Again. I'm the only one who survived. The Daedra called her bull.
Help Master Jacob. I'll scout ahead.
An altar to Baal! Here! Tell me, this must be some jest, surely. Could this be what I sensed below ground? A great feeling of pain. I spoke too harshly, perhaps. They fought and died in his name. That is worthy of any song.
I was dying and he appeared to me and offered to heal me in exchange for my wife's soul. And I accepted. Moloch Baal must have given her power. Her magicka is immensely powerful, nigh infinite. She looks exactly like my dead wife.
How could you? Evil is by its own nature, but you knew better. You fell and harmed those closest to you. I should strike you down where you stand.
It wasn't me. I'm not responsible for your death. Please, leave me alone.
Hold it together, brother. You may have failed once, but keep the faith. His light shines even here.
Well, you're a bit late for that. The summoning ritual is almost done. Moloch Baal is coming. He will end it all and shroud everything in red mist.
Stop her! We cannot allow the old
You're disturbing the
to pull
ritual.
through.
Orth, Ranyu, take care of our guests.
You've escaped justice for too long, girl!
Rael? Is that you? Rael.
It's over. It's all over. Bring me the mace Baal was using. We'll need it.
Well, this is a damnable mess if I ever saw one. Only Stendarr grants his judgment. But I hope that Jacob finds peace in his light.
Before I leave, I have a small task for you. I heard there's a witch living with her child in the shack south of Iverstead. Witches are a serious threat in Skyrim. Give them the mercy of Stendarr.
Stendarr, protect us. We stopped the ritual, but the Vigilants weren't ready. I doubt even we were. Could Baal really have pulled through? Such a thing would... It would be an affront to everything sacred and good that walks this world. The Dreadlord returned. Yes. Yes, of course. This was just a reminder of days long past. Jacob damned himself and those around him, but such is Baal's way. His whispers creep into your mind. Perhaps I was too impatient at first, too eager. While I may have found issue with their methods, they fought valiantly nonetheless. I wish we hadn't handed the mace over until it had been properly cleansed. However, the elf is... well... I suppose that's true. The question is, at what cost? That feeling. Suddenly, it's all starting to make much more sense. Hear that? There are no birds. This place is almost as quiet as the grave.
Oh, who are you? Oh, please leave. Run! Lillian, run away! Quickly!
Come then. Come to your death.
For what it's worth, I'm sorry. Not all tasks can be undertaken so gladly. Now, enough of doing that elf's dirty work. Let's return to the temple, put a stop to this.
Well, well, well. Look who finally decided to show up. And it seems even Stendarr has forsaken you. Genghis, send this soul to Molag Bal. I must return to the altar and continue with the ritual.
How dare you defile this sacred place! Every drop of his servant's blood will be repaid 100 times over!
This cannot be. Are all of them dead? That elf was playing them for fools the whole time. And he has the mace, no less. But to put an entire temple to the sword. May he forgive us for this most grave of failings, and may his light shepherd these worthy souls beyond. As for that elf, when I get my hands on him, he will know the pain of retribution before the end. They weren't ready for the vampires, and now they were even less prepared for the Daedra. Stendarr, forgive me. This transgression will not go unpunished. On my oath, I swear it.
Please, help me. I don't want to die. I don't have to worry anymore.
I will not dignify that wretch with a name. Come, let us show him the mercy that only traitors deserve.
Hey! Why did you do this? Tell me!
Stop. Go back. There is nothing you can do anymore.
Begone, spirits. We will not be swayed by some trick. No, we must stop him. Do something. The old dread must not be freed.
Please, grant me a place in your realm.
Child of Stendarr, kneel before me and obey. Surrender your soul to me. Do this, and I promise you a swift death.
Stendarr is with you. I am with you.
Now, scream for me! Beg for mercy!
You have been judged. Go back, creature! Back to the cursed place you crawled out from! Back to the pit, wretch! You will find no purchase here!
We did it. Spoken like a true follower of the faith. That was no easy feat, facing off against, well, an aspect of a Daedric prince. The old dread himself. In all my years, there is nothing that could even remotely approach this. Then we had best steel ourselves for the perils to come. Altano was a fool, and died a fool's death. Let them all come forth, and be judged.
Thank you.
Child of Stendarr, I will be watching you, always. If even a spot of corruption touches your soul, the gates to my realm will open wide for you.
Let him watch. That's all the prince is good for. Now he's busy licking his wounds.
You? You defeated Molag Bal. I can't believe this. He's a Daedric prince. But your eyes, they're telling the truth. No, I believe you. Stendarr will certainly recognize you as the Keeper. I'm sure it will all be fine. Now let's get back inside.
Congratulations. A worthy appointment, given the fiend we just faced. And a necessary one, considering there are fewer of us than ever. We may have stopped Baal, but you heard what that creature said. He is watching for the slightest chance to work his will upon the world. In any case, it is good the Archivist survived. Do not hesitate to call on her if you need it. And any assistance I can offer, of course. Yes, but now is not the time to take a few winters to train up recruits. We will have to make the best of what we have. Place your trust in Stendarr, and we will overcome any foe, even Molag Bal.